Hey guys, Tierny here with another crafting tutorial. So last month I made a Memory Dex card for the fall, autumn, Thanksgiving theme with those warm colors, those oranges and those yellows. Well, I did mention in that last tutorial that I might make another tutorial for December. Holiday, Christmas, jingle bells, whatever. Well, I was thinking, why not make a holiday themed tutorial that was a shaker Memory Dex card? What do you think? Can you hear it? You can clearly see it. Okay, so with this, you're gonna be able to layer 4 layers. You're gonna use foam tape, and I'll even share with you below in the supplies where I got my shaker die, and also I'll also give you the link of where I got the cute little shaker accessories. So this is one tutorial you will not want to miss to add to your Memory Dex collection. Stay tuned. All right guys, we're going to grab our supplies, and all the supplies will be listed below. We've got ourselves a pair of scissors, die cuts, adhesive. You definitely need foam tape, whatever you need for your Memory Dex card, and paper and shaker accessories. And I'll have a link for those as well. So the first thing we want to do is make sure we have a nice background for our Memory Dex card. I've already cut and pre-punched my overlay to my base. I'm going to add my adhesive. Some like to use the glue gun or their ATG gun, or you can use double-sided red line, white line tape. But I like to use my gun for these because it's already going to be a thick Memory Dex card because I like to add a lot of layers. But I'm going to go ahead and just use my glue tape gun, and I'm going to add that to my base. That was already pre-cut. I'm just going to stick that on top of that. I picked this out of a double-sided paper pack, which I don't like to typically do because I feel like it's a waste of a side. And then I added this huge holographic snowflake die cut, and I'm going to layer that with a frame from another double-sided piece of cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and adhere that to my base. You can use double stick tape, but this is a pretty thin piece of, it's like a acetate die cut, and so it's not really that thick and is able to stick. Look how cute that looks. It's shimmery. And I'm going to go ahead and add my snowflake. It looks like a trim, I guess. I cut it out. It was bigger than that, but I cut it. So I'll go ahead and stick on there. It overlaps, so I'll trim the edge of that. I'm going to go ahead and use double-sided tape for this because sometimes when I use my glue gun, it won't stick to it. And then I have my bases as well. I want to make sure that those will sit nicely. I do believe I'm going to need to add that trim first. So I'm going to add my double-sided tape to my trim, and I'm going to trim the edge off when I'm finished. Like I said, I like to use a double-sided tape for trim when I'm layering over acetate because there's grooves in my snowflake. So I'm going to make sure that that sticks over each little bump and every little curve. And my double-sided tape always seems to fit all of those amazing little curves. The glue gun doesn't usually get into all those little grooves, and then it'll kind of buckle when I add more layers. So I want everything to kind of be like adhered and stuck together. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that down. And like I said earlier, I'm going to trim off the edge. I was going to fold it under, but I didn't want it to bow on each side. So as you can see, it's just nice and flat. And I'm going to go ahead and put my base of my die cut. I pre-cut these on my Gemini earlier to make this a quicker tutorial. Put my double-sided tape on this as well because I'm going to add some extra layers on top of this base to my snow globe. And I always like to have a base to my shakers because it's a great foundation for when you're adding additional layers. And you'll see we're going to have this glitter background to make it look like there's snow in the background of the shaker globe, snow globe. Go ahead and take off all of the backing to my double-sided tape, and then I try to dispose of it quickly, but we're moving pretty quick. So I lay that down on my base. See how it just fits perfectly? I'm going to put my snow into my snow globe. I've already put my double-sided tape on the back of this as well. I'm going to peel the back of this off, and so I can lay this down. Normally, I don't use a thick, chunky glitter piece of cardstock for my base because I like to layer like trees and snowmen, and it's harder to put that in with a shaker. But for this shaker globe, it's going to be a double thick layer with this foam adhesive. I've got a piece of acetate over top of my die cut, and I'm going to lay all of my accessories down first, all of my shaker accessories into my snow globe. Some people like to put the snow globe down first so that the shaker pieces don't move, but as you can tell, it's just a few pieces. It's a small snow globe, so you can just lay them in. You can use needle nose tweezers to place them in if you want to as well. It's totally up to you, however you want to put them in there. I think I lost a few beads along the way. When I was trying to put these in there, they got stuck in my fingers and my wedding ring. And like I said, you can just use some pliers or I'm sorry, needle nose tweezers to get all of your little bits in there. And then you'll place your bits inside the middle. You don't want them to be overlapping because you want to make sure that that foam tape will sit on the outside edge of your die cut um, and at the base of your die cut. So make sure all the edges are pushed in for the foam, because I don't like to see that extra chunky foam sticking out the sides. It just is so unattractive. But you want to make sure those pieces don't come out of your snow globe. And I'm making sure that I layer it thick enough to where the pieces can move around. There's a hole at the top. You can put ribbon. I chose to put a um, dot of, well, I usually like to use the Nuvo, but this time I just used a rhinestone dot, pearl dot, with an adhesive on the back. And I'm going to go ahead and just add some double stick tape, foam tape, to the back of my sentiment, since it is a holiday theme, and make sure that that's on there tight. I was going to put a little clip on there, but as you can tell, it's so cute. So guys, go ahead and subscribe to our TikTok and our Facebook at the Craft and Loft. And this was your Memory Dex Card Tutorial Intermediate. Thank you. See you on the next one.